So let's talk about the Bitcoin bloodbath. So let's start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is up 3.67% at the time of recording and now stands at a whopping $1.73 trillion. But the big move has to be Bitcoin, which is now at $45,000.46. That is up 5.11% in the past 24 hours. Really big stuff, and this has caused some massive liquidations, a bloodbath for people shorting the crypto market and Bitcoin for that matter. So really interesting stuff, and we're going to dig into all of that and the biggest headlines in the crypto space. So let's start right here then. So Bitcoin bears $145 million bloodbath, $45,000 Bitcoin price surge pulls liquidations up is the headline. And look, I am expecting a monstrous pullback, but I have been saying for some time that this is a sell the news event. We haven't got there yet. I think once we have the approval for the Bitcoin spot ETF, which is what's getting, the vast majority of everybody's attention right now. And I don't think it's necessarily the thing that people should be focused on. It's just one thing, I guess, as part of everything that's happening on Bitcoin as an ecosystem, as a, I want to say project, but it isn't really a project. But, Bitcoin as a whole, there's a lot going on and everybody is focused on just one element, and that is the Bitcoin spot ETF. There is so much going on. We've got Bitcoin hits $45,500. Will this week's Fed meeting minutes send it higher? Could quite possibly happen. The economic events for the week include the release of reports on labor market trends and key minutes from the Fed last policy meeting. Investors are keen to understand the central bank's shift to ease monetary policy and the schedule for expected interest rate hikes. And this is something that a lot of people need to be mindful of, right? And it is what I have been calling for well over 8 months now is going to be what pulls the market right back down. Now, history, when it comes to Fed pivots, would indicate to expect a almighty crash in stocks and crypto. So look, I do think that a lot of this stuff is going to coincide with the Bitcoin halving. I think we will have the Fed pivot before the halving, and it will be just in enough time for everything to seem really bullish from the halving and so on, right? Look, everything's just going to be, coordinated is kind of how I feel about it. Maybe not on purpose, but maybe accidentally. Bitcoin bullish bets costlier than ever as funding rates hit a record 66%. Data tracked by Matrixport shows global average perpetual funding rate rose to a record 66% annualized early Monday. So look, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff we need to be focused on. Moving on, and we've got Grayscale latest spot Bitcoin ETF amendment omits authorized participants. So look, there's a lot of changes happening, and I put out a video and I think it got a little bit I guess confusing for certain people, right? There is a risk that some of these Bitcoin spot ETFs do not get approval. They get rejected. And the reason that they could get rejected is if they don't actually file as required by the deadline. And this is why we're seeing all of these amendments. Yeah, they're not up to the standard that they need to be. So we want to be watching these. We want to be seeing what's going on. We want to be focused on the meetings that are happening between some of these big institutions like Grayscale, BlackRock, and the SEC and so on. There's a lot going on. We've got developers ask community not to underestimate Bitcoin ordinals. Now, I keep mentioning that there's so many people heavily focused on the Bitcoin spot ETF. And I really do feel that this is taking up way too much attention from everybody in the crypto space. And it's almost like sometimes, and this is something that's been said many times, right? They tried to get, the mainstream tried to get people to look over here, right? Whilst something really big is happening over here, right? And that, for me, is the stuff that's actually happening on the Bitcoin ecosystem itself. Like I keep saying, I think the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be a sell the news event, right? And it's going to take a lot of time for money to start rolling into the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Whilst that's happening, ordinals and other things that are happening on the ecosystem are not really getting the limelight, the focus that is needed. There are going to be millionaires made from things like this. So start digging into it is kind of what I'm poorly trying to articulate to the audience here. There's a big monstrous opportunity and you're potentially missing it, focusing on the wrong stuff. We've got Bitcoin Lightning Network transfer capacity continues growing. And again, this is the stuff that I think is probably deserving of more I guess headlines and more focus, the stuff that is happening on Bitcoin itself, right? We got $80 million loss in the first hack of 2024. Now, again, I kind of just want to say this is another bridge hack, $80 million lost, first hack of 2024. Like, I have no sympathy for the projects that are having bridge hacks. I think that they should be partnering with the likes of Lossless and other, projects in the space that are here to protect investors and the projects and the project teams. But if you're investing in projects with bridges, again, you've got to kind of take a lot of ownership. There are hacks after hacks after hacks, and most of them are bridges. So, be mindful of that. We got DeFi total value lock surpasses $55 billion as crypto market continues to surge. Again, this is the stuff that people aren't really talking about, but I think it's the really important stuff. It's definitely showing growth. We got crypto betting firm Stake secures naming rights for a Formula One team. Again, just wanted to sort of bring this up and just highlight it because, again, it's just more adoption for cryptocurrency. Now, go check out the video where I got debanked. I'm going to put a link above here. Definitely go watch that. Learn how to protect yourself so you don't get debanked. Just a regular account getting debanked here just for making crypto investments. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.